Aha! Dinky-Doo Hotties. A very, very good morning to you. It's 9:21 and it's 9:21 on the 7th of December, Wednesday, the 7th of December. That's 9:21 in the morning. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us, Tree Man. Thank you, Kareem. And happening, Scotty, KP, all happening right here, right now. Fantastic stuff. And I hope you like the camera work this morning. We have so much to talk about, so little time to do it, and I'll just take that out of your road. There we are. Fantastic. And give you a better chance. Now then, a very good morning to everybody. Good morning from a very chilly Glasgow, says Alison. Morning, Scotty, says Danny. Lovely to have you with us, Danny. And Dinky-Doo, I say to you, get following as soon as you can and tap, tap, tappity tap on the screen. We've got 60 likes already and we've only been up for a few seconds. Isn't that lovely? So there we have it. JT has just joined us. Lovely to have you with us. Good morning, one and all, on this chilly day. Stay warm and safe, says Kareem. I hope you're warm and safe. How are you this morning? The lurgy is clearing up a little bit, so the voice a little bit better. I'm watching from Doon Under, Chris Mack, Down Under. I'll put my jackaroo on. Morning, good morning, Scotty, says Andrew. Good morning, Andrew. How lovely to have you with us, and a very warm welcome this chilly morning. We're a wee bit early this morning, 9 o'clock, but I wanted to tell you there's lots of new videos uploaded, and I think you'll enjoy them. They're made with love, so get watching and get sharing. Steve, we don't find that funny at all, so I think we'll give you a lifetime ban. Steve's getting a lifetime ban for thinking serious illness is some kind of joke. There we are. He'll learn. Right, bye-bye, Steve. That's it. Doing the Swanee with the idiots. Now, who have we got here? Who do you support, Ronaldo or Messi? Well, I don't support any of that lot because I don't know anything about football, but I believe they're exceptionally good players. There we are. But I shared an agent with George Best, the best, as they say. Hi from Ireland. Hello, Alan. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, I say to you. Now then, morning all, says David. Good morning, David. How lovely to have you with us. Welcome. The lurgy clearing up. I have my trusty tea with me this morning. Oh, yes. So, because, as I say, I should have been on at 9 o'clock sharp, but I thought, no, we don't go live without a cup of tea. Kareem is sending me huge gifts, elves, Christmas shopping, red roses, daisies, footballs, squirrels, 5 of them, 5 of them, 5 of them, 5 of them, weights, sent thing, hot water bottle. Kareem, you are so very, very kind and generous. I thank you. Guys, we're just about to hit 500 likes. Get tapping your screen and tell 10 to tell 10. Isn't that fabulous? Morning all, morning. Lovely to have you with us. If you've just joined us, for those of you not in the know, you're watching Scottie McCLUE, hashtag FLOTI, all in uppercase, First Lord of the Internet. I used to love phoning you on the radio. User 770. We'll open the lines and you can phone me again. There we are. Let me open the lines in a minute and we can get some phone calls going. I think that would be rather good. There we have it. Have you been following the Harry and Meghan thing? Yes, how very strange. What's going on there? Why would you marry into a lovely family and then start dissing them? That's not terribly good behavior, is it? I tell you. Right, we need followers. Can everybody watching get following right now? I'm watching to see if you're following. I'll sip a Scottish water if you can get following. Oh, That's absolutely lush. Right. Now then, tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Scottie McCLUE on Hallam FM. Absolutely, Gareth. Those were the days. I loved my Hallam FM. I'd just taken that over from Scott FM, and I loved my Scott FM. Fantastic. Now, who have we got? You remind me of somebody from Monsters Inc. Oh, yes, indeed. Thank you. What a lovely thing to say. Right, can you get following, please? If you haven't followed Scottie McCLUE, what is wrong with you? Gareth, you've just followed. Are you always clean-shaved? No, Frankie. Until last week, I had a huge beard. And as you see, my face has got a bit of a rash from shaving, but I've been clean-shaven most of my life. It was during lockdown I grew the beard, you know? So there you have it. How come you're Scottish but sound like Boris Johnson? Well, maybe Boris puts on a Scottish accent. I don't know. There we are. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. But there we have it. Can you get following, please, guys? As soon as you can. Everybody watching should follow. Scotland Forever has followed. Thank you. Scotland Forever. What a thoroughly decent human thing to do. Guys, if you follow, I'll give you a shout out because we need the followers. There's Mon there, has followed us. Is that Mon the Ton? Morton. A very fine lot. Lovely to have you all with us. Samuel's just joined us and Simon has joined. Get following, guys. Tap, tap, tappity, tap. Is that a graduation picture of yourself? Well, it's the dog's graduation. There he is, Lord Reith, called after the founder of the BBC, who founded it 100 years ago now. And I was there to help with the hood. All's good in the hood. DINKY-DOO, Dylan, yes, absolutely. When are we getting the big wall built so we don't have to look after you anymore? Well, Sean, who's we? Tell us. I think Hadrian's Wall should be rebuilt, but I think it should be rebuilt just north of Watford, and most of Britain becomes Scotland, Scotia, with the Scottie. Do you hunt, Sir Shaps? Just if I'm looking for my car keys. Fantastic. How many legs have you got? How many legs have I got? I have 4 legs, but sometimes I go up on my hind paws. You're not sounding so DINKY-DOO today, Scotty. Well, Kelly, I've had the lurgy. So terrific cough and chest, you know. England, sir. Good reply. Sean, Scotland has been subsidizing England for 313 years. I think it's time Scotland had a break. Yes, indeed. I was watching a well-known commentator, a lady, on a TikTok video trying to make out that the Scots don't want another referendum. Nice try, lovey. Not true. Not a jot or scintilla of truth. Oh, no, not the largy. No, not the largy, Tony. The lurgy. Lurgy. L-U-R-G-I-E. Largy is somebody from Largs. Are you a largy? Scotty, you're correct, but the Unions don't like the facts. They do not. We don't want another referendum in Scotty. We do, Danny. We want a referendum. You might not want independence, but this woman had fixated on the First Minister and had fixated on the Scottish National Party. And of course, independence is much, much bigger than a political party or an individual. And we need to remember that. The Scots would love independence. There's no reason not to want independence, especially the way the government has performed in the last 12 years, and particularly in the last 6 years. You know, I actually think David Cameron was quite a decent cove for a conservative. And I'm apolitical. Remember, I don't do politics. I want a referendum to prove the SNP wrong. Absolutely tight, Scotty. I think you mean right, Alice. We want a Labour government. Tories and SNP out. Your chances of a Labour government in Scotland. Labour kicked themselves into the long grass at the referendum by not going for independence. If Labour had backed independence, and if I'd been the leader of the Labour Party at the time, I would have telephoned Westminster, telephoned Gordon Brown, and said, sorry, chum, but we're going to do the dirty on the National Party. We're going to, stab you right between the shoulder blades in the chest, and we're going to go it alone and go for independence. Labour would be the most powerful party in Scotland. As it is, they're just sort of, well, they're almost forgotten about, really, aren't they? In the political wilderness, somebody has dinky-doo. I hope not. Scottie McCLUE from South Shields. South Shields, man. Used to walk the dog on the beach at South Shields when I was walking at Century Radio in Gateshead, man. I nearly said Newcastle there. But of course, I appreciate the subtlety of the difference. Gateshead. And when I used to come out of the radio station at Gateshead, man, I would look across the Tyne. Fog in the Tyne was all mine. And I'd look across at Newcastle, which was lit up as bright as day. And Gateshead was in darkness. Darkness, man. Newton Aycliffe, eh? Yes, Barnard Castle, eh? Newton Aycliffe. Now, I wonder if it's Newton Aycliffe. I went through at 3 o'clock in the morning. Have you heard of Crook? So there we are, Dinky-Doo. You're on strike today, Scotty. You owe us tick. My do needs dinkled. Ah, Dylan, I'm not sure I'm the one for that. Right, have we got followers? No, we need a lot more followers. We've got some. The decent, thoroughly decent human beings who are watching right now who have said, I'll follow Scotty. I need another 50 followers. I think it's called Amazing Radio Now. Which one, Reese? Hunwick, says Lee. Sunderland, Lee. There we are. No, I'll tell you where I went through. Chesterley Street. Do you know Chesterley Street? Cheers, Scotty for MP. Do you think I should become a mic papa? I probably wouldn't make it to the front benches because I'd be regarded as too outspoken and too much of an advocate of the truth, you see. So they'd want to get to me. And probably my first meeting at Westminster would be be called in by the chief whip. Right, here's the deal. You shut your mouth. You speak when asked. And you sit up quietly at the back. And your contribution to party politics should be something like, shut the window. Century Radio just before you go over the Tyne Bridge to Newcastle. Ah, that's it, Reese. That's where we are. Gateshead, man. Lovely old friend Mike the Booth, no longer with us, sadly. Tipton, says Lee. Brandon, says Scotty. Sharp, mate. Here's a halfwit for you guys. G, Jay the Halfwit says, shopmate. Poor Jay can't get his head round intelligent conversation. There we are. Dinky-Doo. So intrigued. Hashtag thinking in tweets. Ah, Lunk. Lovely to have you with us, Lunk. Have you followed Lunk? Now it's called Amazing Radio. Went past it just 20 minutes ago. Whoa, amazing. Wow, I've not heard that voice since Scott FM. How you doing, Scotty? Stevie, we're Dinky-Doo, itching to get back on the radio and get you lots sorted out. Does anybody miss the Scotty McCLUE late night radio show? Phoning in? Do tell. There's lots of lovely videos. Some of them have got some of the old calls on them. Check them out on TikTok as soon as you can. And get following, guys. Very important. Don't go, I might follow, I might not. Everybody with a TikTok account should be following. Everybody with a YouTube account should be subscribed. Right. Let's keep the sharing up. Morning all, Dinky-Doo, I say to you. What have we got here? It's okay to cry. Oh, Dylan, it's okay to cry. Thank you. There we are. I'm just joking. I'm a Glasgow lad. Ah, Jay, excellent stuff. What do we got? Now, just 5045. You're not mature enough to handle a stream like this. So we're sending you Doon the Swanee. That's what we do with the idiots. Off you go. Ta-ta. Hey, bye-bye. There we are. Lovely. Right. That's it. Away they go. Guys, any kind of half-wits, any kind of saw you in the supermarket, any kind of, mucky, low-life chat, straight Doon the Swanee with you. You will not survive a quality live like this. Now, I remember you from the Hallam days. Oh, Bill, Hallam FM. Do you know, I popped back into Hallam, Radio Hallam, as it was. And I was sitting in the presenter's office. And the phone was transferred because somebody was looking for one of the presenters. And I picked up the phone. Now, all I said, this was a couple of years after I'd left Hallam. All I said was, Hallam FM, good morning. And his voice said, oh, can I speak to so-and-so, please? I said, I'm not sure if he's here. Let me check. And then they said, hang on a minute. Are you him? I said, am I who, love? That's Scotty McCLUE. Oh, my husband loves you. Now, I'd been away for 2 years. Right? Abolish the monarchy, says Ronnie. Ronnie, get your IQ checked to see if it's over 1. Mine's 164. No right-thinking person would ever consider abolishing the only thing that's left that's good about this country. When I say this country, I mean the 4 countries of the United Kingdom, because the government have trashed everything else. So no, you never abolish the monarchy, because the monarchy represents our symbol of authority, the crown. Aha. Now then, here we have it here. That was a great laugh back in the day. Oh, Stevie, all these shows. Is that you in the back photo? Yes, they're both me. They were presented to me. I'll show you this one. You might like that one too. You see that one there? Hang on a sec. There you go. How's about that one? And the thistle, of course. Isn't that lovely? There we are. Bring back the cane. Which cane? The sugar cane. There you have it. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 Lunk. Are you a sort of strange Santa? When I was in prison, someone made me Dinky-Doo. What you mean is they asked you to write a letter for them. You all right? Yes, I love jelly. We're absolutely fine. Has everybody followed? We need more followers, guys. How you doing, brother? Dinky-Doo, bro, Graham. Love the show. Thank you, Dika. You're a top man. Good morning, Scotty. There we are. Odell here. Hello, Odell. Excellent stuff. Why are you greeting, bro? Well, somebody said it was okay to cry. So I just did a wee brackdoon. Now, who we got here? No half-wits. What about the quarter-wits? Asking for a friend. Actually, we've had a couple of quarter-wits on. You know? Absolutely. I said I would like to be a wit. And I'm halfway there, you see. What have you been doing with yourself since Scott FM, Stevie? That's a very personal question. I need a sip of tea to handle this. Oh. Since Scott FM, well, I did nothing for the next 15 years except go from bigger stations to bigger stations, you know, and it's just incredible. I mean, when I left Scott FM, I went home and the phone would not stop with the press wanting to know what happened. And then a very, very senior radio person rang. And I said, hello. They said, what happened? I said, oh, hello, sir. I said, what happened? I said, we don't know. We don't know. Some idiot involved, and they've just shot the golden goose. He goes, oh, they certainly have. Right. I can't start you tomorrow. It'll be Thursday now. And I think this was Tuesday evening. And he said, so if you want to get yourself down here, we'll get on with it. My goodness me. And that was me gainfully employed for the next 15 years. You know, we've just completed 30 years. I came off radio 2 years ago. So 30 years of Scottie McClue. What's your opinion on Baxter's soup? I adore it. I used to love the advert for Baxter's with James Robertson Justice. I know Baxter's, they're just across the fifth from me. The lovely Gordon and Ina Baxter. Beautiful people. Be quiet, you man. TJ, if you don't like this, you watch something else. We don't want you here unless you're enjoying yourself. Okay? So you be quiet and you shush. Right. Now, here we got here. Did you fight in World War One? Ben, I didn't fight in World War One because I was too young. But both my grandfathers did. One was with the Argylls in the trenches of the Somme. And the other was at Gallipoli on horseback with a Scottish horse in 1915. I think, follow me, guys, as soon as you can. If you're watching right now, you should be following. I think I've got a picture Yes, the First World War, you see. Pardon me. Grandpa in the First World War, off to the trenches, wounded, and he was a master carpenter, and he went on to make aeroplane ribs for First World War aircraft. Things like the Sopwith Camel and the Sopwith Pup and the SE5. Yeah. What about that? Isn't that wonderful? Morning all. Good morning, everybody. Lovely to have you with us. Follow us as soon as you can. Thank you, Thomas, you thoroughly decent human being. So very kind of you guys. Can everybody get tap, tap, tappity, tap on their phone? We've got 1,400 likes. Speak right, says XX Hayes. Okay, I'm a speaking left. Sorry, I'll speak right. Ah, there you all are. I'm just speaking right for SSH Hayes. Now I'm going to go back to speaking center. There we are. Is that better? Follow us as soon as you can. Where do you find that out, says Ben 164. I can see up here 1,600 likes. What's your opinion on bran flakes? Very good for you. I mean, if you're a very confident person, you might try a few prunes with them. But you need to be very confident. Hi from Australia. We love you in Australia, Sam. DINKY-DOO, down under. Whereabouts in Australia are you from? Australia's getting its act back together, I believe. Young Scotty. What a handsome chappy. Better him now. Do you still hate single mums, Gary? I have not ever, ever, ever hated single mums. I just had to educate them to keep their on in their halfpenny. Maybe a bit late. Stable doors and horses bolting spring to mind. But I've never ever hated anything or anyone, because hate is a very strong word. It's a negative emotion. And if you hate something, you're shutting off an avenue of learning. And that's not good. There we are, DINKY-DOO. Now we got now. Hello from Grantiton of Cretan. Dyka, we love you in Cretan. Where are you from? I'm from Creetown, down in the Scottish borders in the southwest. Cretan. I'm from Dogbady. I'm from Kirkcudbright, frae Castle Douglas, frae Cretan. Very nice. Do you wear glasses now? I do, but it's more for long sight. So if I put them on, I can't see a thing. Are you ready? Oh, what about that? Oh, there you are. Ah, that's better. Ah, whew, whew. You talking to Burnett? Yes. Do you like people of other skin colours, Scotty? I just like people, Heather. I'm not interested in their race, their creed, their colour, their background, their pronouns. I do not label people. I just love people. If you want rid of racism, then start following Scotty McClue and acknowledging there's only one race. Yeah. I saw women last night raving about the way Meghan Markle had been treated at the palace. And there didn't sound like there was a jot or scintilla of truth in what she was saying. So there you are. Hello, matey. Hello, XX Hayes. Fantastic. Shush, says Lunk. Lunk, you shush. Are you going on I'm a Celebrity next year? Well, Ben, I would only go on if I was going to eat maybe 4 digestive biscuits, 2 wafer-thin mints, a packet of crisps. I did a send-up of it. I'll see if I can find it. And I did things like that. I am still. Why are you not in your bed? Guys, I am still is from North Carolina. I am still, have I got it right? And I am still is one of the most generous people on the planet. And when I am still comes on to Scottie McClue, he gives me a huge, huge number of gifts on TikTok. So beautiful. I am still. I thank you for all your kindness. Right, I need followers. Get following as soon as you can. Every decent human being with a TikTok account should be following Scottie McClue because there's no reason not to. You see? I did get to the final of Big Brother, but I didn't get on it because they said I knew too much about television. How are you this morning, Scotty boy? Says Tyler. Tyler, we are amazing. There we are. Lunk is a troll, says XX Hayes. Well, I would love you in I'm a Celebrity. Well, I suppose I'd be one of the actual celebrities. I still have your VHS I bought from Woolworths in Meadowhall. It must be worth a fortune. Gareth, you hang on to that. I'll tell you a funny story. Well, I thought it was funny. I wanted to see how well the video was selling. And we went to a couple of big stores to sign some of the videos. And I was with my agent. We went for a cup of tea first in a little cafe. See what I just did there with the acute little cafe. So I went to the cafe and then we popped downstairs and the queues were right round the block. And I said to my agent, there must be something else on. He said, what do you mean? This is for you. And it was then that it hit me that people were actually listening. And we found out that 10% of the population of the area listened every half hour, every night for 3 hours. Almost 250,000 people per half hour listening to a local radio station. I still hold the world record for telephone calls to a phone-in, 460,000 in a week. We crashed the telephone network. And on the off chance you don't believe me, check out the TikTok videos. Amazing. And that's just how big it is. How did 9/11 make you feel? My mother had just died. And I went into the house and I put the telly on and I thought I was watching a movie. And when I got to the radio station, I learned that every radio station had cancelled its phone-in, said, oh, we do not want a phone-in program on a night like tonight. And I said to my boss, are you going to cancel it? He said, well, do you want to go on? I said, well, I think that everyone wants to talk. And he said, I agree. So we went on now. It was the most incredible heartrending program. A lady phoned, her son had an appointment at the World Trade Center at 9 o'clock that morning. Now, fortunately, his metro, his tube train got stopped. And he was able to phone her later in the day to say it was all right. And then at the end of the show, the wizard said, I've got the 2 national anthems lined up. And I said, thank you, play them. And we played the British national anthem and the American national anthem. And I have to say, although I'm saying this myself, and none of it's really been due to what I'm saying, it's just I've been so privileged to present so many programs, so many interesting times. When Diana died, when Dunblane happened, the day after my father passed away. And just have the nation talking, because talking is so very healing, you know. And I did a tribute after the Manchester bombing. You can see it on YouTube. You know, it's me, obviously, being very serious because it's such a serious thing. So you might not recognize me. So there we are. Woolworths Meadow Hall, Gareth, amazing. Tell us about your grandparents. Did they fight in the war? They did, Ben, yes. I don't think my grandparents necessarily fought, not with each other, but both my grandfathers were in the First World War and the Second World War, the Home Guard. Interesting, isn't it? Is Die Hard a Christmas film? No, but it's a very good movie. And I think we should watch it. Is there not a bit in it about Christmas? Trying to think, is it not a Christmas party at the start? What accent do you have? I don't think I've got an accent, Frankie. This is just the way I speak. Great memories. 87 Opolo. Tad says it's a freezing morning. Yes, the memories. So we've done these shows, and I mean, what kind of radio people? It's very sad, but in radio, because it's mainly a music-orientated industry, it's staffed by a lot of very risk-averse people who aren't used to making decisions outside programming stuff on a computer, you know, and it's such a shame. I was lucky. I had big bosses who took the hit. They took responsibility for the whole thing. And there is zero risk with Scottie McClue because I'm there to see it goes well. You know what I mean? Who have we got? I have no idea who you are, says Frankie. Frankie, you wee soul. Have you been asleep for 20 years? No, there are 8 billion people in the world, Frankie. And don't feel awkward because 6 billion haven't heard of Scottie McClue, to my knowledge, but 2 billion have. So that's not bad, really, is it? You know, for just a guy. So there we are. I've just watched you arguing with Mr. Martin. Oh, Jimmy. Yes, guys, if you want to know who I am, Frankie, have a wee look at the TikTok videos, and that'll tell you the lot. I'm amazed at how many people come on TikTok and say, can you tell us about yourself? It's all in the videos. Enjoy. They're great fun. H7 Opolo. I'm glad we got you this morning. Fantastic stuff. Frankie, he's a god, says Tyler. When are you coming back to radio, says the wonderful Eddie. Eddie, I would love to come back to radio. I'm actually speaking to a couple of people right now. Well, I'm speaking to thousands right now. But no, I'm speaking to a couple of people about radio. And there's a lot of interest because the people, the audiences want McCLUE back on the radios. You see, so that's pretty good. But it takes a very switched on programmer, a very big person to say, I want that on my station now. You know, it's funny. I've spoken to very switched on people over the years. I spoke to some real dafties, you know. I spoke to a guy on a talk station once, and I phoned him and I said, good morning, it's Scottie McCLUE. I don't know if the name will ring a bell. Oh, hello, mate. I said, I wonder, do you fancy a coffee? I don't drink coffee, but it's something you say. I said, I don't think so, no. And I thought, my goodness. And it's quite a good test if the station's any good. And it turned out the station wasn't any good. But it's quite a good test if they go, yes, I certainly do. You know? I mean, I can always remember a great enthusiast saying, yes, of course, we want to see you. And I went to see them and they were so excited. And then some big boss put the kibosh on it. And it all went quiet. So strange. There we are. What time is it for you, Scottie? Arrow, it's 3 minutes past 10. Sorry, I should have done the 10 o'clock news there. But I meant to be on at 9, but I was a bit later because I don't come on now without a cup of tea. So I think I used to forgo the tea and go, come on, you need to get on, that's 9 o'clock. Cup of tea. Then we go. Oh, that's lush. Has everybody followed? Get following, guys, as soon as you possibly can. We need about another 100 followers this morning. Who have we got here? Frankie goes, yeah, right. Frankie, poor Frankie. Frankie, you're a wee soul. Scottie McCLUE is a demigod. Maybe not a god, but a demigod. Nice hearing you again, Scottie. Bill, lovely hearing you. From Yorkshire, love. Crawl out of a stone. You can't crawl out of a stone. You crawl from underneath a stone. That's right, Jamie. As he well knew. Slay King. Slay King Baz. We are Slay. I've actually done a TikTok video about being Slay. Isaac, what are you doing, you lovely person? Sending red roses. Isaac has just sent 4 red roses. Isn't that beautiful? A guy yesterday sent me, was it 200 red roses? And the other night he sent me 800 red roses. Beat that. There we are. Hi, says Basington. Are you in the mafia? Am I in the mafia? If mafia stands for my Auntie Fanny is excellent, then yes. My Auntie Fanny is excellent. There we are. Are you a farmer? Are you being mortal good farmer? There we are. No, if I was in the mafia, then I would know, like, if the Illuminati existed, I think Scottie McCLUE would be in one, don't you think? You know, you're going to invite really powerful people, not just folk that have got a few quid. You know what I'm saying? Opinions on LGBTQ. Well, Baz, I was wondering, should LGBTQ, is it LGB or LBG? LGBTQ. Shouldn't it be LGBTQS to include straight people? And then you're all inclusive. You see? I was on the live. Do you hate single mums? No, Pat. Never, ever, 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 ever hated anyone. Certainly not a single mum. But I used to advise single mums to keep their hand on their halfpennies. You're just rude and ignorant then. Rude and ignorant? I don't think I've ever been either. So there we have it. What have we got here? Rude and ignorant. No, I don't think so. There's poor wee Tyler there. Morning, Scotty. Do you still keep in contact with Mr. Martin? Or has he left this earth? Agent Orange. Sadly, Mr. Martin is no longer, I believe. So there we have. Blin is a bat. Are you, Diker? Never mind. Get yourself a pair of these, Diker. Get these on. I can't really see with them on. They're more for distance. Now, who else have we got here? Oh, dear, we've got a racist on, guys. Can we say bye-bye to the racist? Bye-bye, racist. Bye-bye, son. Bye-bye, racist. You're just simply not fun. There we are. Races down the Swanee. I love races. Oh, man, every day. Race and culture. Absolutely, Pat. Do you still do radio shows, Scotty? Lee, I haven't done an actual commercial radio station for 2 years now. So we really just do the TikTok and the YouTube. Get yourselves onto the YouTube. Can I have more followers, please? Right, we need more followers. So everybody watching right now should be following. Very important. Now, who have we got here? I am still sent 48 TikToks. Yes, sir, says I am still. Dang, says Arrow, I didn't realize you was famous. Oh, Arrow, man, I is famous. Now then, Scotty, I'm flying to Scotland next July from Australia. Can you give me a tour? Mr. Papa Man, where would you like to go? Hi, Scotty, you're looking well, pal. We're very well. Centre room, yes. And a wee touch of the lurgy. Apart from that, we're fine. DINKY-DOO, here's user 245. Hello, Welsh boy. Yakida. Yakida, user 245. The DINKY-DOOs, thank you, Lunk. Mr. Martin, I am still here, he says. The entire alphabet can represent the entire spectrum of human sexuality. I remember going into a lecture theatre and a guy went, and I said, oh, have you just seen me? He said, no, I'm teaching the alphabet. What have we got here? Mr. Martin, you asked some very strange questions. Follow us, guys, as soon as you can. Big Scotty, what's happening, says cream cheese. Jeff says, by the way, I'm not here to troll, but I've got a serious question for you. Go on, Jeff. What do you think of people coming from France to Dover? I'm just wondering, if they're coming on the ferry with their passports, I don't really mind. If they've been the victim of criminal gangs and they're coming in a rubber boat, then I think they need to be either sent back are processed and put to work right away. You know, but really, they should come on the ferry, and then that would miss out the criminal gangs, and they could maybe even get processed on the ferry. You see, when I came over from Calais to Dover the last time, it was on a hovercraft, and I'm sure it took 45 minutes. Would that be right? I think the boat used to take a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, can't remember. Have you just seen me? No, I'm teaching the alphabet. Ah! Morning, hope you're well. I think it's a David Attenborough accent. Nothing is stirring in the frozen wasteland. Then there's a slight movement across the tundra of this forgotten place. It's the one occupant, the Arctic fox. Do you like that? Was that any good as an impersonation of the great Sir David? Do you support Rangers? Well, everybody supports Rangers to a greater or lesser extent. Even Celtic supporters support Rangers to a greater or lesser extent. Perhaps to a lesser extent than they support Celtic, but everyone is a Rangers supporter. In the same way that everyone's a Celtic supporter. On the hoops. We are the people. What team do you support, Scotty? Oh, a big Man U man, a big Arsenal man, and a Morton man, Mon the Ton. Partick Thistle we like. Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are. Who are we? We are the Jaggies, the Jaggy Punnets. Wonderful. What's the creek? Seabisal. The creek is brilliant this morning. Quite outstanding. I need more followers, guys. We're short of followers. Get following. Scotty, do you remember me? Isaac, of course I remember you. Rebecca, thank you for following. What a thoroughly decent human thing to do. Everybody on TikTok should follow Scotty McClue. Now, who have we got here? Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, please get subscribing. Very, very important. As soon as you can. Is the camera work good today, guys? Hello, Phil the Apostle. Frank, I know the Apostle well. I used to stay in Maryhill. And the Apostle, St. Teresa's. Do you know St. Teresa's? Do you know the Sari? The Sari. Who we got here? Follow us as soon as you can. Tanaj, DINKY-DOO. L has followed. L, thank you. Good morning, Scotty. Good morning, Stoner. DINKY-DOO. Stoner Joe. Sounds like some sort of American country and western act. Eva has sent me some red roses. What a lovely, lovely thing to do. She sent me 9 red roses. We love it. Have you any regrets in life, Scotty? Not really, Mr. Martin. I did once get involved with a guy on a business deal, and he went off with a lot of the money. And I suppose I could have done without that. But then again, it focuses the mind. It's quite a learning curve. Eva is now sending me more red roses. Another 50. Eva, you're very, very, very kind. Thank you. I used to work with young people who were non-verbal, and we did sign language. And that's thank you. There we are. Dinky-Doo. Not heard you in years, Scotty. Oh, L. Is it L or Ellie? Do tell. Loved it. Bring back Scott FM. Do you know, Gar, if I had £1 for every time somebody said, bring back Scott FM, I'd be one of the wealthiest people in the world. As opposed to being one of the richest people in the world. Right? Because rich is not necessarily finance, as these people will find out. Camera works. Dinky-Doo, Scotty. You like it, Mr. Martin? Big improvement. We'll keep working on it. Ava has sent me a little crown. Ava, you are so kind. We get so many lovely, kind people on here. It's incredible. So lovely of you all. Now, I need another 25 followers. So Helen's just followed. Helen, what a thoroughly decent human being you are. Thank you. I would have thought almost 50 million people have watched Scotty's TikTok videos. Official figures from TikTok, from the internet. And I've got about 20,000 followers. How do we equate 50 million with 20,000 followers? Surely there should be at least 5 to 10 million followers by now. That's what I find strange. What's that? What would you do if when you... Okay, so he said yes, we'd go. Classic contempts. What are you talking about? Dinky-Doo says, Kirky. Helen, thank you for following. What's that graduation pic behind you about? The dog, Lord Reith, the famous black Labrador, was graduating, and I went along to hold the hood for him because he was a wee bit nervous at meeting the principal of the university. Morning, Scotty. Good to hear you back with friends, my brother. Margie, TikTok is so beautiful and YouTube is so beautiful. The friend, hey, look at my Stetson hat. Did you go to law school? No, but I had to learn a lot about the law to broadcast. Thoughts on the armed forces? We salute them. And we say thank you. Professionals. But the politicians need to be very careful about using the military because they are so professional. Hello from Poland, Oscar. I am Pan McCLUE. Lovely to have you with us from Poland. Hello from South Africa. I like your accent. Liana, I like yours. I will come out to South Africa and you and I will have a braai together. A braai. Yes. Lovely. I'll come out to Grahamstown. Share the live. Excellent, everybody. Get sharing. I'm going to share this one here. I'm just going to share it with Scotty McClue's Facebook page. Remember, we're on Twitter. I'll just put still going. Still going. That's it. So I'm just sharing it again on Facebook so everybody knows. And also you can follow Scotty McClue at Scotty McClue on Twitter. You can follow on Twitch, Scotty_McClue. Go to the YouTube channel, Scotty McClue, Voice of the World, radio talk show. Yes, because we'll make that very, very big someday. We need to grow the YouTube channel. Anybody know how to do that? Dinky-Doo from Poland. Hello, Oscar. Liana. Hello. Rosie has sent me some red roses. Is that not beautiful? Red roses from Rosie. Morning, Scotty. Good to hear you back. Your friend with my brother, Margie. Yes, indeed. Lovely. Thank you for following, Bruce. Noah has shared the live. Guys, this is outstanding. Can everybody go tap, tap, tappity, tap, tappity, tappity, tap on their screens? And we'll see if we can get the likes up. We're at 3,200 likes. But I think we're due a bit of tap, tap, tappity, tap. So if you're watching right now, just take a finger, a good strong finger, and tap, tap, tappity, tap. Here's a telephone. I think you do this with it. Yes? And we get some likes going. 3,500 likes. Isn't that beautiful? Follow us as soon as you can. Scotty, where are you fae? I'm fae Scotland. Tom says, I am gay. Why are you telling us, Tom? Is there somebody on here you've got a soft spot for? There we have it. Why would you tell somebody if you're gay? Unless you're wanting to be involved with them. Very strange. I don't go around going, hi, I'm Scotty, and I'm hetero. You know? I'll give you some coins to sing the Family Guy theme song. Cool guy, I would love that, but we would get a copyright strike. So your coins would be worthless. You know, but thank you. You're very kind. Scotty, did you get fired? Where from? So there we have it. I'm being serious. Cool guy, I'm being serious as well. We'd get a copyright strike. There we are. But I could sing you something else. How from the UK, from Blackburn in Lancashire. How can England win against France in the World Cup? The best thing would be to play better than France. Although I remember seeing a match and the commentary, the guy said, yes, although they didn't win, I think they were the better side. And I thought, how can that be? Very strange. Soccer. So there we are. There's North, well known, doesn't think Rangers are so good. You know? So what team do you like? North, well unknown. We will be the foreigners soon. This country's gone to the dogs. Rosie, what are you talking about? What do you mean foreigners? There's nobody in this country that is indigenous to the country. Nobody at all. Do you see what I mean? Everyone, every single person in this country is to a greater or lesser extent a foreigner. Yeah. So, you know, there's never been anything but foreigners in the UK countries. Morning, Scotty. A Dinky-Doo. Good morning. Morning, Scotty. Good to hear you back. You're friends with my brother. Ah, right, Margie. Fantastic. Are you singing the goodbye song today? Not yet, I don't think, Mr. Martin. Oh, we've gone over our time anyway, so no. I need another 20 followers, guys. So get following as soon as you can. Livy Jubilee. Livy Jubilee. What does that mean? Del Boy is usually, yeah, remember Del Boy? Del Boy, we're Rodney. Follow us as soon as you can. Thank you, Rosie, for following. Guys, get following. We need some serious followers. You're not one of the trotters, are you? No. I'm more like one of the paws. Follow us as soon as you can, guys. Thank you. Good to see you again. Wedge, how lovely to see you. It's always a privilege, Wedge. Guys, if you've just joined us, a very warm welcome this morning. You're watching Scottie McClue. Hashtag FloatI. All uppercase. The first lord of the internet. And we are live. I've got 4,900 likes. Could we tap to bring that to 5,000? Mr. Martin is singing the goodbye song. We love it. I'm in Scotland this weekend. Louise, where from? Where are you from? Tell us more. Thank you for my 15 red roses, Rosie. Thank you, Ava, for following. So beautiful. Thank you for my 49 red roses, Ava. I used to play in the back in Clinics Street at my granny's house. Right, Ronnie. Excellent stuff. Hank is at the ready. Morning, Scottie. Glad to hear you're back. Dinky-Doo. Mr. Scottie, were you in the military? Oh. Now then, you're very welcome. Thank you, Ava. Good morning and Dinky-Doo to you from the USA. Darren, whereabouts in the beautiful, beautiful United States of America are you watching Scottie McClue? I've been told to come to America, that the Americans would love McClue doing your late night television and radio. I know I'm a bit young for an American TV host, but nevertheless, thank you, Ava, for sending me the little crown. You would be ace on I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here. Is it not a more I'm a Celebrity, get me in here? Follow us, guys. Scotland and Nath, or Nath. Thank you, Nathaniel. Hello, Scottie. Do you know if skin divers with chickenpox come up to scratch? I see what you just did there. Very, very good. Ava sent me the goggles. Mr. McClue, Dinky-Doo, says Margie. What was your vote on Scotland independence? Well, it's not a question of what was my vote. It's a question of, since Brexit, Brexit's done two things to the UK. It's caused economic annihilation and it's caused political fragmentation. So we're already suffering the economic side and we'll go on suffering because Brexit was nothing short of sheer madness, except it did pander to the billionaires who didn't want to pay tax in Europe. And they obviously put the squeeze on a bit. And the politicians managed to work the people from the back, enough of them, to vote leave. And then they could blame the people. You say, the will of the people. Why would 70 million people want to lose their European citizenship? Answer me that one. Why would you want to take £250 billion and stick it in the back of the fire for no reason, virtually bankrupting 4 countries and ending the UK? 5,000 likes, guys. Follow us as soon as you can. A true Scotsman. Bro, that voice you can fall asleep to. Many ladies have. Dinky-Doo. Watch Dinky-Doo. I might actually get a job talking people to sleep. Oh, you're on. White Alive. We are on, La. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo. Dinky-Doo, watch. Rosie's giving me lots of smiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 smiley faces from Rosie. Morning from the Scottish Riviera, Scotty. Have a good one. John, where's the Scottish Riviera? Port Glasgow. Gourock, Rothsay, Portobello. Do please, Dalgety Bay. Were you in Still Game? I wasn't, MD. I would have loved a small part. Perhaps I could go into the Klansman and have Jack on one side of me and Victor on the other side and be looking at the big Bobby. And I could say, landlord, could I have a pint of your very best ale? And for my friends, Jack and Victor, nothing! Scotty, do you remember Watty with the squirrels? I do. Margie, am I right in thinking that Watty has passed away? You know, did you tell me that? Lovely man. Good morning and dinky-doo from your friend in the USA. Darren, you're in Illinois. How amazing. Darren is in Illinois, guys. Or as my friend used to call it, Iloanus. It's 4:30 a.m. here. Darren, what are you doing up? Tell me. 4:30 in the morning. We love it. It's 10:30 here, 10:33. So we're 6 hours ahead of Illinois. Now, Bobby Saint, you're obviously a low-life half-wit. Not everybody has your lifestyle, Bobby. Not everybody is like you. So we'll send you down the Swanee where the idiots belong. Bye-bye. 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 That's the end of Bobby Saint, guys. What a half-wit. I mean, what kind of half-wit goes on like that? Aloha from North Berwick, Scotty. Baloo. I'm always in two minds. Well, several minds. Is North Berwick the most beautiful place in the world? Or is there somewhere else? I mean, California or Ardrishig, Tarbert, Lochgilpid. Are there more beautiful places than North Berwick? I don't know. To me, North Berwick is certainly one of the most beautiful places in the world. I used to climb Berwick Law on a Saturday. I stayed at a wee house over near the Saltoons. Oh, bro, shush, honestly. TJ, I think we'll dump you for being a half-wit. Guys, can we all shout bye-bye to TJ, who needs to learn to shush, honestly. Bye, TJ. Have a nice life. There it goes. What kind of idiot would come on and say shush? You know what I mean? What a stupid thing to do. Guys, I need followers. Do you know Robert Wagner, the actor? Wow, fantastic. TJ has gone. TJ Dunce. Very apt. Thank you for the full English, Ava, and for 22 red roses. You are very, very, very kind. Yes, he was my big brother. Sadly, he passed. Margie, how many ladies in the family? Because I knew 3 of your brothers and 2, 3 of your nephews. Would that be right? So how many girls did we have? Yes, because I was very fond of your whole family, Margie. Still am. Can't seem to get in touch with your nephew, but if you know, if you're in touch with them, please pass on my fondest regards, because a very, very nice family. And I was very fond of your brother. Great fun. Do you know what LOL means? I believe it means laugh out loud. I'll maybe do a TikTok video on it. Guys, I need you to be doing TikTok videos, to be watching, liking, sharing. No, tell me. Yes, laughing out loud. What about ROFL? LMA? Oh. Right. You're a legend, Scotty Hamilton. Thank you. Sir, from Kingmakers, from the universe? From Scotland, actually. Guys, I need followers. We need about another 100 followers. Get following. Very important. Very important. And remember, Scotty McCLUE is absolutely free. But if you're feeling flush, you want to give me a few red roses or a few cups of tea, that would be lovely. I think so. After 25 years of Edinburgh and Arizona, it's North Berwick. I remember being North Berwick with a girlfriend, and I'd popped her up on my shoulders, and a seal came up, big, almost a walrus-like character. It might have been a walrus. Could it be a walrus? Came up from the harbour and had a look, and then just sank away again. It was so beautiful. Berwick Law, the whale bones. Am I right? Whale bones up Berwick Law. Oh, I do like it. Where else in North Berwick? Shops. The shops were beautiful. Proper shops. Yes, yes. Much love from Belize, my great friend. Kicking Saturday. Wonderful to be alive on earth. Isn't it beautiful, Kicking Saturday? I mean, I really thank God for this quality level of social media. Obviously, you're going to get the odd wee troll who's just not the full shilling. The lift doesn't pop all the way up to the top story. They're a sandwich short of a picnic. They're a spanner short of a toolbox. And you'll get the odd one on here, but they're few and far between. And I think the word has gone out. You never, ever, ever, ever troll Scotty McCLUE. There we are, DINKY-DOO. Mr. Martin, I'm not sure about that. Not sure what that is. There we are. Looks a bit strange. I've certainly never seen that. Bye-bye, TJ. Oh, he's gone. Half-wit. The law is basically in the back of my kitchen. Perfect for a wee stroll up there. A wee stroll. Yeah, Baloo. Just sitting there. I used to get great peace. See, I had the dog with me, Lord Reith the Labrador. And the two of us would climb the law and then just sit. Was there not a wee kind of shelter you could sit? And we used to just sit and look out to sea. The Bass Rock. Somebody told me why the Bass Rock is white. I thought it was just granite, but oh. Guys, the tea's finished. Is that not shocking? We're on to the water. Bye-bye, T. Yeah, he's gone. What an idiot. I always respect others, and I respect you the most, my friend. Kicking Saturday, I respect you. Big style. Guys, who can help me? How do we increase the awareness of the YouTube channel? Right? Because we do a live phone-in on a Saturday, and it's mainly the YouTube channel, but obviously we cover it on TikTok as well. I've got 5,900 likes. Anybody fancy going tap, tap, tappity, tap on the phone? Partly you do this, and you get some likes, and it'll take it up to 6,000 very quickly. And can we all share the live, guys? The wonderful Kelly A. Hooper has just shared the live. Kelly, bless you. Thank you. 6,000. Done. You can stop tapping now, folks. We've done it. 6,000. Dunbar is just as good as North Berwick, as it becomes a retirement home for the English. Well, do you know, Keith, I'll tell you a place I loved. West Barnes. Do you know the West Barnes? Just there. Very, very nice. And the West Barnes. And also Aberlady and Durlton and Drem. The whole of East Lothian, outstanding. I was amazed to find when I was there, Archerfield was just a ruin. It's all been rebuilt. Wonderful. I think you're a little greedy keeping all those cat badges to yourself. When can we all have one? When we get 1 million followers. Cat badge time. Mikolaj has sent me beautiful gifts. Mikolaj, thank you. Baloo has sent me Santa's elf. Very, very kind guys. What's going on here? Well, Lee Thomas, for goodness sake, what's going on is that you're watching Flotai, the first lord of the internet, and we're just having a chat internationally, worldwide, with each other. That's all we're doing. So, I mean, it might be your thing, it might not. Always feel free to scroll on if it's not suiting you. Scotty, you should move back to Shields. We all miss you. Rhystion is South Shieldsman. Now, there's a beautiful part of the world. Beautiful. Summer's afternoon at South Shields. Well, I never. How amazing is that? Follow us, guys. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Danny, for sharing the live. Do you have fond memories of Century FM? Every single memory of the radio days is a fond memory. Great fondness for these wonderful radio stations. Sadly, some of them, when they got bought, the new managements weren't so switched on. But huge fond memories of Century Radio. Which one? Because you see, I was on them all. We used to network to Newcastle and Nottingham and the Northwest, Media City and Salford. Wonderful. Loved it. Loved living in Salford too. Great fun. There we are. The only thing is I didn't care much for parking in the city in Manchester. The wardens were a wee bit quick off the mark. I'm a Welshman living in Scotland and Morningside. Oh, Lee. Are you enjoying it? You'll be finding the electric light and all sorts of things that you won't have seen in Wales. Follow us, guys, as soon as you can. I'm off to work Early bot, Darren, you take great care of your dear self. Love to Illinois. Love to you. Love to the Darren L family. And Dinky-Doo from Scottie McClue and from everyone around the world watching right now. 6,300 likes, guys. The float eye should have 1 million now. Yes, I would like everybody to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Do it now. Scottie McClue, Voice of the World, radio talk show. There's nothing pretentious about that, so stop it. Have a lovely day, Darren, at work. Darren must be going to his work at 5 in the morning. Mind you, I'm up at 5 myself. Oh my goodness me. I'm so sorry to hear that, Margie. My goodness. Please tell Chris I'm asking for him. 4 girls in the family, Margie. And are you all still with us? You know, isn't that wonderful? And how many boys? So was there 5 boys and 4 girls? Lol, says Danny. Tom says, hello, Scotty. Hello, Tom. How lovely to have you with us. And a massive Dinky-Doo. Guys, I need followers. I need about another 25 followers. So if you're watching and you haven't followed, please rectify that right now. Rectify it. Scotty, do you remember Watty that used to come on your radio show years ago? Jason, I remember Watty very, very well. A fine fellow. In fact, I'm just speaking to Margie, and Watty was Margie's brother. A can shot of a 6-pack. Absolutely, Keith. Can shot of a 6-pack. We love it. Dinky-Doo. Now then. There it is. And we've got ponies up there on the lawn now. And they're very cute and cheeky. Baloo, is that right? Are they wild ponies? Or has somebody got them up there? I love bottled water. Still spring, none of the tap water. Well, Tom, yes, interesting. Good morning, Scotty. Francis, how lovely to have you with us. Good morning. Dinky-Doo. Do you live in Scotland, Scotty? I do at the moment, Ashley. I've lived all over the UK. I'm not very well travelled throughout the world, but I'm very, very, very well travelled in the UK. I could tell you every blade of grass, every pub, every blade of grass, and every temperance hall. Hi, Scotty. I remember you from the Scott FM days. Stacey, these were the days. There's no bad places in East Lothian. No, there's certainly not, Baloo. Gosforth. That's the name of the big house with the lions. Gosforth. And Aberlady. And what's the other place? Just slightly in from Gosforth. Just beside North Berwick. Beautiful, beautiful houses. Quite big houses. Oh, come on. And then the station, you see. I used to get the train from Dunbar to Newcastle when I was in Century Radio. And I could get the morning train. In fact, I think I got the train about, could have got the 9 o'clock and been in Newcastle for midday. No? Do tell, do tell. And I'll tell you what really rather moved me. I was on the train, Dunbar to Newcastle, and people were coming up and saying, hi, Scotty, how are you doing? Could I get your autograph for my son? And I thought, I've never seen myself as, you know, that important. It was really quite moving, because I would have thought between Dunbar and Newcastle. Who's going to know Scottie McClue? I was on the radio, for goodness sake. You know? And people would come and have a wee chat. Looking good and sounding a lot better. Francis, much clearer in the kist of whistles, the chest. That's a lovely Scottish word. In fact, I'll just give my thymus a wee tap. Oh, guys, you should all try this. It's very, very good. Just a wee tap like that. Oh, and you'll instantly feel better. Scottish radio's changed so much and not for the better. Well, Stacey, I've never met anyone. When I was on the air, you'd all these idiots calling for me to be sacked. They should sack you. Should sack you. The way you talk to people, they should sack you. And I'd say, why do you not like the show? Oh, it's a good show. It's a good show. If they got like a decent presenter. So funny. I thought, why are you listening? And then the second I went, oh, I loved that show. What's up? Where is it? Oh, what a shit. Oh, I'm not listening anymore. So funny. It really was. I think it's that sort of thing when people try to get one over on you, you know what I mean? There we have it. Completely. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. I'm planning to move away from the UK. I'll not be part of this inevitable digital currency. Well, Tom, I know it's not good, really, is it? They're not looking after the people these days. Follow us as soon as you can, guys. Rachel, thank you. JP, thank you so much. Do you drink, Scotty? Yes, I drink to survive, because apparently is it 70% water? I'm 70% water and 30% wind. If you don't believe me, ask the missus. Follow us, guys, as soon as you can. No, I don't drink alcohol. I gave it up about 7 years ago because I wanted to drive at all hours of the day and night. And of course, now, if you were over the limit, you're an absolute criminal. I mean, you're in the slam of the Lord. You know, it's the stuff. Don't look for a woman to love. Look for a woman that loves you. Mr. Martin, you would never have to look for a woman that loves you. If a woman loves you, she'll find you. Red Rose were your best days, in my opinion. Well, I don't know, Mr. Martin. Did you ever hear Scott FM? Did you ever hear Hallam FM? Did you ever hear TFM? Did you ever hear Magic Radio? So remember, a lot of these stations, I was on them before there was any internet. Well, in theory, there's been internet since the 60s, but nobody had internet really till almost till about 2000. Yeah. It came in, I mean, I was one of the first to get an internet-ready computer with dial-up. You said, I'm just going online, love. You won't be able to use the phone. No Sparkside. I don't bother now. Who have we got here? The whole world will be a cashless society within 10 years. Do you think so, Stacey? Interesting. Yes. As long as nobody tries to control it. Not much of a risk. You stay away. Oh, I see. You're talking about, yes. Who have we got here? I can read your mind. Very strange thing to say. No, I'm here for the whole world. I can read your mind. You obviously can't read my mind that well. Tom's sent me Santa's elves, and he sent me 10 Santa's elves. Tom, what a lovely, lovely, lovely thing to do. Thank you. You're very kind. Now then, I need more followers, guys. Can I get another 20 or 30 followers? I need to plug the phone in. I've just realized we've got a wee problem here. We're running short of juice. Could I trust you all to wait till I go and get a plug and see if we can sort this? Will you all still be here when I get back? Or will you have gone? Back soon. How do we hold up back soon? Back soon. Yes, straight back. Back soon. I'll go and see if I can get just a wee plug there and we can juice this up. Don't dash off. Every country, one way governments want to keep tabs. Why would you want to keep tabs on people, though? Are women worth the trouble, says H.C. Oporo? What trouble do you mean? It's not possible. Women are too self-centered, says H7 Opera. So H7's asking, is obviously a bloke, and he's saying, are women worth the trouble? Right, I'll be back in a minute. Don't you disappear now, or there will be trouble. Oh, yes. I won't be long. I'm just going to go and see if I can get some things here. Oh, dear. All right. Won't be long. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. There we have it. Right. Here we go. Oh. I'm not just an athlete, you know. Right. You have it straight. We've got a problem. Yeah, we're having to plug this in. Right. I think we're going to manage. We're running short of juice, guys. So we problem. Oh, right. We'll see if we can help this. Stick with me. How many people can do this? Are you all still there? You went away. Very naughty. Some people went away. Ah, we're back in business. One of the batteries was running down. So we had to go and get that sorted. I think we're back in business, guys. Have you ever been to Herefordshire? Herefordshire, yes. Now, Hereford Cathedral, very beautiful. And you're very close to South Wales. Is that right? Greetings from Chicago. Here's Margie. 7 boys and 4 girls. Sadly, 3 boys passed. Big loss to the family. Well, I remember James, Margie. and James passed away, and yes, I'm just trying to think, and but the girls are all with us. Excellent stuff. Thank you, Margie. A lovely family, as I say, and I great fun people. So there you have it. Brazil is the last country to accept Bitcoin as a currency. I think all this control will, a lot of it will actually ultimately fail. I'll leave it at that. I won't go into detail. Scotty has gone for a pee. No, Mr. Martin. Scotty has gone to get an extension so we can stay on air for power. Yes, that's what Scotty's gone to. Don't be so base. Who have we got here? I need more followers, guys. Get following as soon as you can. There we have it. What football team do you support? Ooh, Mohammed. Morton, Greenock Morton, very big on that. Manchester United. Pardon me. Arsenal. We like Arsenal. The Gunners, you know. So lots and lots of teams there. Glasgow Rangers. Glasgow Celtic. What else? Which other ones do I like? Partick Thistle. Very good. The Jaggies. So lots to play with there. Who's the sexy man in the background? Oh, dear knows. Good morning from Alberta in Canada, the west coast, by the Rocky Mountains. I know Alberta Arrow Wheels. A cousin of mine had a bakery in Calgary, which would be called after the white sands in Mull. Calgary Bay. Beautiful. So he had a bakery in Calgary. Does that ring a bell? But I haven't been to Canada, but a lot of the family went. Lee Thomas, DINKY-DOO, and I've got a cousin in Vancouver. DINKY-DOO, I see. So there we are. Ever been to Herefordshire, Cradley and Frooms Hill? Have I said that right? I can read your mind. Yes, indeed. Now, who else have we got here? Tom has sent gifts. Whereabout in beautiful Scotland are you from? I can't pin the accent. I don't think I've really got an accent. I think it's just the way I speak. Baloo the bear has just sent me 11 red roses. Is that not beautiful? Baloo the bear. Oh, have I thanked you all, the ones that stayed with me when I went to get the power plug so we could remain on air? Thank you. What did you do? What did I do when? Follow us, guys, as soon as you possibly can. Good morning, Mr. McCLUE. Jamie, good morning. Lovely to have you with us, and a massive DINKY-DOO to you, I say. There we go. Guys, I need followers. Get following. If you haven't followed Scottie McCLUE, ask yourself what's wrong with you. Should you go to the dot? Donna's followed us. Thank you, Donna. The Haggis has just sent me. What did you send me? A haggis? Santa's elves. My profession is a beer line tech. I work in beer and get paid for it. Darren, how beautiful. So, are you designing? I mean, what are these? Is it polythene? What are the lines? Because I've seen the old keg and the beer popping through. So there we are. How amazing. Do you drink yourself, Darren, or do you not bother? I know that in Scotland we've got whiskey distilleries. And when you do a tour, you meet some of the employees, and one or two of them are quite ruddy in the facade. You know, the red face. I listen to Scott FM because of you, and you're one of the reasons I'm at radio nowadays. Baloo! I am so chuffed to hear that, because I am a massive, massive advocate. I used to tell all these people there's room for all of us. And there was a wee guy was pinching my material and using Scottie McClue's phraseology. And I found that strange. I suppose it's a backhanded compliment. But there's room for everybody in the media, and I love to hear people getting on in radio. And I love when I hear somebody that was a youngster, and they're now a senior presenter. When I say senior, I mean, you know, they're well up the ladder. So I'm so glad, Baloo. Dinky-Doo. My father said in his final years to me, my siblings, that we'll be the last generation before what, Tom? My friend had a cheese shop in Israel. They called it Cheeses of Nazareth. Mr. Martin. A lot of your family left and went to Canada, Scotty. Was it to get away from you? I see what you just did there. Oh. Why would anybody want away from me? Most people are, you know, absolutely clamoring to get on. Now, who we got here? Thank you for following. The world totally goes to pot. Yes, but Tom, it's by design. Do not think that the state we are in is an accident. This has been in the planning for years. And the government have planned for this for almost 60 years. There you go, Tom. You know yourself. 60 plus years. See, when I was young, and that would be about 60 years ago, you never really heard from the Prime Minister unless they were addressing the nation on an important matter. They just got on with it. Now they're almost trying to usurp showbiz. I never know whether it's question time or the Oscars. Do you know what I mean? And you see, the very first broadcasting you had out of the Houses of Parliament was radio. And they would put a slide up and you would hear the voice. Tom sent me 10 Santa's elves. Elves or elves. I would say elves. Put your YouTube link in your bio here, Lee. If you look, you'll see it's in the bio. Can everybody check my bio and see if they can see the YouTube link and let me know? Very important. But we still need to raise awareness of YouTube. Merry Christmas. I wonder if we'll have a white one. Well, Tom, the snow due this week. I know it's a bit early for Christmas, but apparently we're going to get snow in Scotland this week. And if you listen to my St. Andrew's night broadcast to the Falkland Islands, it's on the TikTok videos. Everybody start on these TikTok videos, guys. I mean, it's a while back since I recorded that, and the snow was up to my waist that morning. And I was so late, I couldn't get anywhere near a studio. And I did that on my mobile phone. So I'm in the office, having just made it in, on my mobile phone, talking to the people of the Falklands. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. This is why I love radio. It's so powerful. But then now we've got this. And this is very powerful. Thousands have watched this show today. Thousands. Isn't that incredible? You know, you wouldn't believe it, but they have. Hello, Pappy. How are you? Hello, Alindel. Dinky-Doo from Pappy. Scotty, we will all be here. Karim, you're amazing. The census is what keeps tabs on people. and they have the cheek to threaten if one decides not to fill. Yeah, but I like the census because I looked it up for 18, when was it? 1881 or something like that. 1882. My grandfather was born in 1881, and it had the whole family in there, and they had a 1-year-old baby, and that was my grandfather, a 1-year-old baby. Is this the Scottie McCLUE from Scott FM? I think it was called GI Dream. Nothing gets past you. Sherlock. Fantastic. Guys, I'll tell you what I did see a couple of on YouTube. Guys calling themselves auditors and sneaking around outside police stations and cheeking up to the police, pretending they were just exercising human rights. And I've only seen 2 or 3 of them, but these guys should lose their human rights because they're so cheeky. Auditors, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they call themselves auditors, but they're not auditing anything. What they're doing is irritating police officers and wasting taxpayers' money. Shocking. So I'm not going to watch any more because they were just rude. But it was bad news. And there was one guy, he didn't have many phones, but he was very rude, you know. And I mean, in my day, you just respected the police. So these guys should lose their human rights, I think. There we are. The GI Dream. Yes, it is. Thank you, Jamie. Scottie is full of crack. Full of the crack, I think you mean Rab. There we are. Full of the crack. Full of the chat. Dinky-Doo, what about Bolton? We love Bolton, Wayne. I'll tell you a story about Bolton. Am I not right in thinking that the wonderful comedian who's on his way back again, Peter Kay, am I not right in thinking Peter's from Bolton? I'll tell you a lovely story. I went to do a lecture at a university. This would be maybe something like 1998. And I delivered my lecture. And then one of the senior people at the university said, Scottie, lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming in. And I said, no, not at all. It's been a privilege. Because a lot of my background is in education, primary, secondary, tertiary, higher education. And he said to me, he said, I'll tell you what, we said, if you would like to join us for a bit of supper, and then we're going along to see a young comedian who's very good. And I had to say, because I was on late nights, and I had to say, sadly, I'll have to decline. I've got to go and prepare some stuff for the program. You know, I know we didn't prepare, but I had to do a bit of checking out the news and all that stuff. And that young comedian was Peter Kay. And I deeply regret that I didn't get to see him that night when he was just sort of starting out on the big time. Fit like a haggis hunter. Foos your doos. Are you chaffing awa? Ken. Snob, says Rab. Rab, the very last thing Scottie McCLUE could ever be is a snob. So you must be assuming everyone has your lifestyle and that you're a snob and you think other people are too. Be very ashamed, Rab. And start getting your act together or you'll be saying bye-bye. You'll be sent doing the swanny. Irritating the police, the auditors and others like them should be locked up, videoing high-tech stuff and secret stuff. If it happened in a pub, they would get a bop. Well, do you know, Ray, these auditors, when I was young, the police would have invited them to join them in the back of the police van. And there would have been no video glasses and no phones on. And the police would have had a wee chat with them and explained a few things. And they would have left that van 5-10 minutes later, a reformed character, and with a greater understanding of reverence and respect. So that's what I think of your so-called auditors. Did you take over from James Quayle? No, I only filled in for James on talk radio in London for a night. There we are. Now, who have we got here? No, you haven't. This is Rab. I think Rab's heading for a cheery bag, isn't he? Keep tabs on Rab for us, guys, and if he cheeks up, he goes doon the Swanee. I'm free up north originally, says the haggis hunter. Ah, yes, indeed. And are you hunting much haggis these days? I ask you. Guys, thank you for your beautiful gifts on TikTok this morning. I've got 7,000 likes. Could we make that 10? Would everybody mind going tap, tap, tappity, tap, tappity, 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 tap? Just to see if we can get the likes up a wee bit. Sorry to bother you all, you know. The haggis hunter sent a red rose. 2 red roses. Is everybody going tap, tap, tappity, tap? 7,100. 7,200. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. Guys, we're going to make 10,000 at this. 79. 8,000. 8,000 likes. How beautiful is that? Still here with you. Darren, thank you. The haggis hunter has sent me weights. And Jamie has shared the live with more than 10 friends. Guys, can everybody share the live till we see what happens? Are you still on the radio? Mark, no, I came off the radio 2 years ago. I've done 30 years of radio. Well, more actually. I set a station up 32 years ago. 2 floors, 2 floors, and 2 dumbbells is fit I said. Well, fit like, with the floors you're in ground, and the dumbbells, if you've been doing a wee bit of the training. Right, I'm off to work. Have a lovely day. Baloo, I can't thank you enough for your generosity. Guys, we've just hit 10,000 likes. Thank you. Thank you for your tap, tap, tappity, tap. We're at 10-2 now. My goodness. Lovely, lovely piece of work. I thank you. Guys, I need followers. Can you get following, please? We need 46 followers. Right, off to work every day. I'm looking to getting into internet radio. Haggis Hunter, just do it. Don't be looking to get into it. Just start now. You know, absolutely. Good day, Kuala. Guys, shall I open the phone lines? Let's open the phone lines. See if Henry wants to give us a call. Right. The phone lines are now open. There you go. And you can call us on 0141 628 9795. 0141 628 9795. Tom has just sent me a huge gift. Haggis Hunter, just get into internet radio. Don't be looking at it, as I say. Martina, Dinky-Doo. Greetings from Scapa Flow in Texas. Chris, how lovely to have you with us. How are you? Tom has just sent me a treasure box times 20. Tom, you'll bankrupt yourself. Thank you so much. How amazing is that? Do you know anything about fibromyalgia? Yes, I do, Stephen. And I think very often what is put down to fibromyalgia isn't necessarily fibromyalgia. It is a very, very real and very painful condition. And if I'm right in thinking, it's not really widely recognized by the medical profession. Am I correct? Tom, thank you for your kindness. My ex was shopping. Tom, that's so generous. So generous. Am I right, Stephen? I install and maintain the equipment for service here. Cleaning has to be done every 2 weeks. Darren, is that when you clean the pipes? People say, they go like this, they go, oh, I think they're needing to clean their pipes. That one. Or people do this. Oh, that's like nectar. You see, the thing is, they look after the pipes in here. That sort of thing. Is that right? Fantastic, Darren. All the best, Scotty, old boy. Barclay and you. How lovely to have you with us. And DINKY-DOO. If you've just joined us, guys, you're watching Scotty McClue. He of the 12,700 likes. Thanks be to you. And we need about another 50 followers. Thanks be to you. No, come on, let's not push it. We need 43 followers. So I think we could find 43 followers. I'm from Ireland, but part of my family is from Scotland. Ah, Ryan. Yes, there's a lot of that. I see. Greetings from Texas, Chris. Greetings to Texas. Shep has just become top of your set. Shep has sent 6 beautiful red roses. How gorgeous is that? Guys, does anybody want to phone in? Are you for independence, says Ryan? I think everyone in Scotland is now for independence, Ryan. Brexit, sort of that. I was watching a female commentator last night, and pardon me, sorry about that, just cleaning out the pipes and a wee touch of the lurgy. Yes, I watched a female commentator, and I mean, she's very good, but she was talking a complete load of bunkum about the Scots, and she was dissing the First Minister and dissing the SNP because she doesn't understand a thing about Scottish independence. Scottish independence is much bigger than any political party or any individual, regardless. So I think everybody is for independence because of Brexit. Political fragmentation. Chris has sent me a cap. Chris, thank you. Whoa, I've just put it on. Can you see me? Did you all spot that? Wonderful. Chris, thank you so much for that. DINKY-DOO. Hello to Big Archie. We love Big Archie. Any thoughts on the current RMT dispute? Yes, Gav. I think they need to stick to their guns. And the rubbish that the mainstream media is putting out that the public will lose patience with them. No, they won't. It's never vital to go and see Granny or Auntie Fanny. We can all live without it if the railways get a fair pay. And I was hearing the other day they were being offered 4%. Now, inflation is running at least 11%, maybe 12%. So they should really be having 12% increase plus 4%. So that would be a 16% increase. Now, they might not get that, but they might get 10, 12, just to try and keep pace with inflation. Now, the government's caused the inflation, so they have to put it right with the wages. I don't think I'd ever say this, but I have huge respect for that particular union and for Mr. Lynch. I think he's amazing. You know, he's just not putting up with any nonsense. And for a government to say, oh, I've got a hat and moustache on. I love it. For a government to say there's no money when they've just blown 250 billion quid on Brexit and another 150 billion on PPE that wasn't used, you know, I mean, what's going on? Greetings from Scapaflow, we love it. Yes, greetings. Lions and Tigers, absolutely superb stuff. I thank you, David. Follow us as soon as you can. So maybe it's 150 billion for the whole pandemic. I'm just thinking there. Don't forget to turn your radio down in the background. What was your most annoying radio advert you got fed up hearing? I've never, ever, ever been fed up hearing a radio advert. I think when they started, radio adverts used to be huge fun. And I think when they started bringing in adverts that involved serious illness and things like that, you know, crazy, crazy stuff. Now then, no problem, Tom, you're very kind. Great job, you've gone live for 120 minutes. Don't forget to take a break. We have not. Have we really? Oh my goodness, let me check. Yes. Wow. 127 minutes. It seems like 5 minutes. Guys, I need followers, please. Thank you. Get following. Chris has sent 5 beautiful footballs. Tom sent 3 times Christmas shopping. That's true, yes, says Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you'll always get the truth from Scottie McClue. You might not always like it, pardon me, but you'll always get it. You know what I mean? You might not like the truth, but you'll always get the truth. That's kind of what it's about. Guys, I've got 14,400 likes. Could we make it 15,000? I don't like odd figures. They're a wee bit untidy. Could everybody take their phone and just go tap, tap, tappity, tap, tappity, tappity, tap, like that, to give us 15,000. Stop at 15,000. It took 5 years to get diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Yes, Elizabeth. That's what I was thinking. One of these that the doctors don't know a lot about. Oh, we've hit it. You can stop. Stop tapping every day. We're on 15,000. Oh, 15,200. You're very kind. I thank you. Guys, I need more followers, please. 42 of you, to be precise. Can I be precise? Yes, it takes a while. And you would have been in a lot of pain and discomfort, Elizabeth. Was it your joints? Is it an immune system problem, that one? Do tell me more. Guys, 50, we're going to hit 16,000 likes. 15,900. So we're only 100 away. Oh, we've done it. 16,000. Stop tapping. I'd like a badge for Christmas to stop. Tom, we need, you know the rules. We need 1 million followers. And then we can go daft with the merchandise. Dinky-Doo, Scottie McCLUE. Wow. Lovely, isn't it? We love it. Big to Big Archie. They drink and say, yes, these pipes are clean. They do, Darren. In your place, Darren, they do this. Oh, that's beautiful. Are we all having a drop more? Ah, it's good stuff, isn't it? Oh, it's good stuff. You see, the lad that looks after the pipes here is spot on. Ah, Darren. Hey, hello from Canada. Diane, is that good for a Canadian accent? From Canada. There we are. All he's got on is his tweed Y-fronts. Oh, David, please don't excite yourself. He's got on 3 bars in the fire. No, we haven't had 3 bars in the fire on for a long time. You are the best, says Sedge. Sedge, so are you. You are very kind. I thank you. Guys, we need a lot more followers. Yes, I don't understand. I've had 50 million viewers to all my videos, and I've only got 20,000 followers. Come on, guys. Get following. Everybody should be following. Well said, that man. Dinky-Doo Mark. Yes, I'm all for it, says Elizabeth. Good one. I respect you, says Sedge. And I respect you, Sedge. Who is the best leader? Strudgeon, or Salmond? Well, Alex Salmond is an outstanding party leader. And if I might be allowed to say, I think it was very noble of Alex to stand down when we didn't win the 2014 referendum outright. We didn't win outright. You know, we got 45%. But I don't think Alex should have stood down. You know, I think he should have stayed on in many ways, because he had such a deep passion for independence for Scotland. Everybody respected him. You know what I mean? Even if they didn't like the nationalists, they respected Alex. But Nicola does a fabulous job. There's no doubt about it. But she needs to... I actually think that the Westminster lot have shot themselves in the foot by going to the Supreme Court and that ruling coming out. So I think it just makes the Scots more desperate for independence since Brexit. And any half-witted idiot that says, you had a vote and you said no. No. We had a vote. Just over half of us said no. And then Brexit hit. And Brexit is what will finish off the United Kingdom. McCLUE for POTUS. Chris, I'd love to be the next president of America. Well, next but one. The next president, I think, will be Donald Trump. And then following the Don, McCLUE, if I become an American citizen. Good morning from Tennessee, says the Chungus in the USA. I need some good luck this morning. I'm hunting deer. Well, I hope you don't get one. That's the best luck, Chungus, because we love the deer, unless you're an official color of deer. And we do like a bit of venison, let's be honest. I used to have antlers all over the house. This man looks like a proper geezer. Oh, she's not. I am a proper geezer. You sound like Dumbledore. Thank you, she's not. I'll take that one. Refugees money while our soldiers are on the street. Elizabeth, yes, but the refugees can be turned into a workforce, and we're very, very short on our workforce. Yes, it's absolutely disgusting, isn't it? Capricorn Moon. He is talking to Elizabeth about the fibromyalgia. McCLUE's lips to God's ears. Oh, Chris, yes. I did get a lovely compliment one time. It said, Scotty, you are touched by the hand of God. Well, I'm certainly touched, if you know what I mean. So there we are. Follow us as soon as you can. Thank you. That's how I love you. Not at all, Elizabeth. You're still on the radio, says one man riot. No, I came off the radio 2 years ago, but we'll be going back on soon. Guys, I need followers. I need another 41 followers. So, let's get going. Very precise. Very precise. 41, Chris. There we have it. We love it. Did it hurt the people around when you came out as a trans? Says Dig? No, Dig. I've never come out of a trans. You mustn't assume everybody has your lifestyle, Dig. You might have hurt people coming out. But you see, I'm not trans, so we wouldn't know. Guys, shall we send DINKY-DOO the Swanee? Monitor him for me. Give me your advice. DINKY-DOO says user 946. I was, pardon me, just clearing the tubes. I was ill with double pneumonia and pleurisy. They basically wiped out my immune system. Elizabeth, yes. And is that what's caused the fibromyalgia? You see? Am I saying it right? Disco Pete's joined us. Guys, let me tell you about Disco Pete. Disco Pete's one of the most generous people in the world. When he joins us, he always sends me TikTok gifts. DINKY-DOO says user 946 with 4 smiley faces. I'm sorry to hear that, Elizabeth. It smashed your immune system. You can rebuild your immune system, Antibiotics. Were they good or not so good? Bear says, I just got a tetanus booster. Now I've got a headache. Oh, Bear. Why did you need a tetanus booster? What were you doing? One man riots. Not true. Everything disproven. So there you have it. And I was just reading in a book about how he had never, ever, ever blotted any copybook. Soon after that, get terrible pain all over my body. Most days I couldn't get out of bed. Now, when you say you couldn't get out of bed, Elizabeth, I'm just fishing here a wee bit, as you'll understand. Was it weak? Or were you weak so you couldn't get the strength? Or was it too painful? There's a slight difference, if you see what I'm asking you. I used to love when he went on Question Time, he had them in toast. One man riot, brilliant. A very brilliant man and a superb economist. I'd like to see him back. From McCLUE's lips to God's ears. Imagine if you have bad sunburn and someone slaps it. That's how it feels when the wind blows in my skin. Is this now or was this then? So if you very gently stroke your skin, does it feel like you've got broken glass under your skin? If you know what I mean. The goalposts were moved with Brexit. They were one man riot. The wonderful Ian McDonald has sent me a red rose and become a top viewer. Ian McDonald, Dinky-Doo. Ian's just brought out a book. Ian's one of our top comedians in the UK and a great funster. In fact, a great punster. He does a lot of puns and punning. Wonderful man. Even my hair hurts. Does it hurt when you comb it? So are you delicate at the moment? You used to listen to your radio show. You are brilliant. Martin, you're very, very kind. I think we're going back on the radio. We're discussing with a lot of people. Guys, I can't believe this. I've got 17,400 likes. Can we make it 20,000? I ask you, what is happening here? Anybody want to give me a call on the phones? 01416289795. You're probably all at work and can't manage it. Right. Here we go. Money is to create eugenics. Not for the greed. Else we would operate for love and not for greed, says Opolo. Being a parent is hard. Reading the chat if you want to be happy. No, 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 no to independence. Can't give the little dictator more power. Ray, what are you talking about? Independence is nothing to do with political parties or individuals. Independence is much, much bigger. Scotland needs to rebuild its economy. It's been robbed blind for 313 years. Guys, who's giving me beautiful gifts here? Do you like the royals and elite? It's not a question of liking the royals and elite. The monarchy represents the crown. They're the curators and custodians of the crown, the king. The crown is our symbol of authority, the same as the American flag is for the people of the United States. So it's not a question of liking all that. It's a question of the fact that the only thing that's still working properly in this country is the crown. The government has been dashed on the rocks through incompetence and working the people from the back and all sorts of things, right? Elites, I don't believe in the class system. I don't buy into it. I don't hold with elitism. You're every bit as good as me, and I'm every bit as good as you. And just because somebody has got money doesn't make them a better person at all. In fact, I'm trying to think of anyone I know, and I know a lot of people, who's become better by having money. So a lovely, lovely actor on television being interviewed by a lovely broadcaster last week. And he said, I can't think of anybody who's been improved by fame. And it's true. You know? It's true. So there you have it. So I don't hold with this elite stuff. And these people who think that because they've got money, they can dictate to the world, they will come to a very sticky end, trust me. Yeah? Because there is a power superior to them. There always will be. A power superior to mankind. So you say, do I like royals and elite. I don't hold with the concept of elitism. Do you know? Support for independence is decreasing. Nationalists are destroying Scotland. DINKY-DOO Scotty. Now, Angela, I don't think I've ever heard so much rubbish in all my life. Support for independence, the very antithesis of what you say, is on the increase and is sitting at around 55%. Nationalists destroying Scotland? How could they? They don't have the power to do that. Westminster has destroyed Scotland. Thatcher destroyed Scotland. You know, so there you have it. Good point about the workforce. Absolutely, Elizabeth. There we are. Doo-doo. Fanini. So there you are. So there's Aidan telling Angela, you're factually incorrect. Indeed, Aidan. I'm still very bummed about the Titanic, says Chris. Chris, I watched a guy, it must have been in his late 80s, interviewed a few years ago, who survived the Titanic and was there that night. Amazing guy. And I've just watched him about a day ago on TikTok. This is where TikTok is such a wonderful thing. Mr. McCLUE, do you have fibromyalgia? No, I don't. But I like to look into conditions because if you're not an allopathic doctor, you can notice things and see things, you see, because you're not just looking down one path. Thank you for following, Man Ryan. Aidan, NHS education are under SNP. Latest polls suggest SUP is winning. No, Angela, not winning. So it can suggest anything you like. It's not true. So what you said there, Angela, bless you, because you're not given to that, but you just wrote a load of rubbish because you've been listening to the wrong source, or because you would like that. 17,600 likes. I need more followers, guys. I need 37 more followers. Ray, 16% the country can't afford all increases like that. Look how many nurses, ambulance, train, border force, fire service, plus many more to give the country a break. We can't afford it. So Ray, we can afford 250 for Brexit, 250 billion, 150 billion covering the pandemic, and I don't know how many billion for this, that, and the next thing. So don't tell me we can't afford it, Ray. The money's there. Or it was. The government just need to say, look, because of Brexit, we're a bit strapped at the moment. And the trillionaires should be asked to help out. Because nobody needs trillions. So there you have it. H7 Opolo. Angela's right. Well done, Maggie Thatcher. Ray, how silly are you? Ray might be heading for down the Swanee, guys. Ah, says William. I thought you were dead. Well, apparently not, William. I thought that as well. And then I got up and checked in the mirror. Do you think a lot of people should toughen up? Martin, we all need to toughen up. And by toughen up, somebody might not necessarily look tough, but they are tough. Everybody's granny. struggling up the road with heavy shopping. Disco Pete has just become a top viewer and sent me another load of TikToks. Here's Aidan telling Angela correct. Support for independence is probably at its highest in recent times. There you have it. The Titanic never sank. It was the Olympic that went down. Mr. Martin, sorry to burst your bubble, but it was most certainly the Titanic. Because when they went down, they saw it stamped on her props. And the props would be stamped so that Harland and Wolff would know that that's where these props were headed. The UK government have failed Scotland. The people are finally seeing them for the clowns that they are, says Aidan. Well, I can't disagree with that, Aidan. If I possibly could, I would defend the UK government. But I, in all consciousness, couldn't. I don't think anybody could, you know. Dinky-Doo, you're still alive. I am. Lazarus is here. Are you part of the EDL? I don't think anyone would be part of the EDL. Why would you? You mustn't assume everybody has your lifestyle. Elizabeth says weakness, pain, and fatigue. Yes, is that not what they used to call? Now, it had another name. And it was called for short a sort of sleepy sickness. And the medical profession were failing to acknowledge it, either by accident or by design. Angela says, no one is listening to that. Highest for taxes, worst services, Holyrood, not Tories. Angela, in what way? What makes you think the services are worse? Do you work in the services? Have you seen the improvements? Guys, we're just about to hit 18,000 likes. Scotty, any recommendations on what to do in the city of Cork? Declan, just thoroughly enjoy it. Walk down by the river. Climb up halfway up the town. There's a beautiful tea shop. Go and have a cup of tea. Love it. That is now, yes, it hurts. There we are. Not you, says William. Oh, not me, sorry. Hello, Sir Scotty, says Mr. Pink. My head hurts when you talk, says William. William, don't cheek up to McCLUE or you'll become toast. It'll be bye-bye time. Do you have a wife, says Aidan. Aidan, don't be ridiculous. Who would have me? What a silly question. Chris has sent me squirrels. 4, 5 squirrels. Chris, thank you so much. Madness. A country with people who doesn't want to decide its own future and prosper. Absolutely mad riot. You don't have GDP to build. We have GDP. Scotland has a GDP. Yes, indeed. It's just that it's credited to the UK. You have to ask yourself how many countries have broke away from the UK and regretted it. Well, none of them, man riot, obviously. You're part of the British Isles. We'll always be part of the British Isles. That's a land mass. So there we are. We'll always be British. Off point, says Vincent. So you don't like the monarchy. Stephen, how could you not like the monarchy? What is not to like? My goodness. Her late Majesty the Queen Elizabeth, outstanding public servant for 70 years. Scotty, the police were given many videos of a guy living, and they won't take my report to arrest. Well, you don't know that, Big Bob. They may well. You might not know what's going on. It will never happen, says Vincent. What makes you think that, Vincent? I mean, it's happened before. What's your biggest regret and greatest accomplishment? Biggest regrets: getting involved in a business with the wrong person. Couldn't have been more wrong. And biggest accomplishment: 38 years of television and radio, 4 years of opera, years of theatre, years of banking with a B, you know. So plenty of accomplishments, I think. Do you know the Rothschild family? Well, it's not the Rothschild family, it's the Rothschild family. And I don't personally know them, no, but I know of them. Thatcher destroyed Scotland. Yes, she did, Elizabeth, single-handedly. You are very tuned in, says Mr. Pink. You have to be tuned in, Mr. Pink. I can't expect others to tune in to me if I'm not tuned in to them. See what I just did there? Do you like that one? 37, the magic number, says H7 Opal. Ray says Brexit is done, get on with it. Well, get on with what? Get on with economic annihilation and political fragmentation of the United Kingdom. Shall we get on with that? Because that's what Brexit has done. The workers were sworn to secrecy, says Mr. Martin. Well, they can be sworn to as much secrecy as you like, Mr. Martin, but that is the Titanic, I can assure you. I'm now allergic to penicillin, and in a few foods since my immune system was wiped out by illness. Yes. Are you autoimmune? Is your immune system attacking your body, Elizabeth? Have you heard that term? And you might be allergic to penicillin anyway. I am. One man riot. People hate Sturgeon and are blinded by it. You need to vote her out once we're independent. Why? She's done an exceptional job. She's been there a long time. She's very clever and very effective. So, in fact, I thought it might have been a good idea for her to take over the UK Premiership and get a bit more inside chat. There we are. So, you know, I mean, people, there'll always be people who hate any public figure because that's how small people's minds can be. But it doesn't make any difference. I mean, they shot Mr. Gandhi, they shot Mr. Lincoln, they shot Mr. Kennedy, they blew up Lord Mountbatten, killed him, murdered him. So that's pretty hateful, isn't it? And all that did was, you know, cause damage to the cause of the people who committed the murders. You know? So, you know, hate, there's always going to be hate in the world. I mean, people hated the Queen. How could you possibly hate the Queen? You know, from that point of view. People hated Margaret Thatcher. Why does anyone need £1 billion? It's obscene. Well, it depends what you're buying, Mike. If you're buying something at £2 billion, you know, then you're going to need £1 billion. You might know a lot, but you know nothing about the Titanic, Mr. Martin. I do know a lot. I not might know a lot. I do know a lot. There's a lot more I have to learn, and I hope that I do it within my allotted lifespan. But I know a lot about the Titanic. I can tell you that. So there you are. And I would imagine I know a lot more than you. Who have we got here? Thoughts on EastEnder being sacrificed with the Tories and a PPE scandal? Well, I'm not going to comment on that, man, riot, because it's the subject of inquiries. But we don't know the outcome. She may come through with flying colours. McCLUE as Cromwell reincarnated. I hope not. I would have thought Charles II. All comes down to greed, not need. We need to build a community spirit again. Look out for others. Elizabeth Jones, I could not agree more. Darren says, just my American way of thinking, but why wouldn't Scotland want independence? Well, of course, there's no bigger advocate for independence than America. They went to war for it in 1776, and they wanted a monarchy. America would love a king. I mean, I think you've probably got one in Donald Trump, to be honest with you. What do you think about Mr. Martin? Well, he's a strange one, isn't he? He doesn't know anything about the Titanic. Can anybody tell me any country that ever came crawling back to the UK? I'll wait, guys. Mr. Pink, don't hold your breath. We don't want you unwell. Prove it, says Mr. Martin. Well, come on, Mr. Martin. Ask me anything. You can talk the talk, but you can't do the walk, Mr. Martin. I can do the walk, whatever walk you like. I can talk the talk, whatever talk you like. Now you're an intelligent man, says Aidan. I thank you, Aidan. Vix May has just sent me red roses. Have you had your bucket of meat today? Says Michael. No, I could do with more sausages. God bless Ireland. Absolutely, Patrick. Wolf Tone. Chris has sent me stuff. Where did your phrase dinky-doo come from? I invented it, Martin. Well, it was about before in another guise. I invented it and trademarked it. And it just means is all well with you and the world. You look like someone from Stowgate, Patrick. If I was, you would have seen me in Stowgate. Banking with the B. Yes, Aidan. Hello, sir. Hello, dinky-doo. Now then, are your feet ticklish? I don't know. I haven't had my feet tickled. I'd consider those who are so ignorant in Scotland to independence to be traitors. Mr. Pink, yes. So unionists are actually traitors to Scotland. Follow us if you can, guys. Yes, I've heard of autoimmune disease. The hard thing is most conditions are systems of fibromyalgia. Yes, indeed. There we are, Mr. Martin. We're waiting for questions. They shot all of those because they went against the elites. Well, Aidan, perhaps, yes. Dinky-Doo, Scottie, McCLUE. Good afternoon, Scottie. How are you this fine day? Dawson Creek, lovely to have you with us. Know your limits, Mr. Martin. Yes, Mr. Martin needs to consider his gob. There we are, fantastic. Guys, I need some new followers as soon as you can. Follow. Very important. Scottie McCLUE, your music to my ears. I'm loving this show. Elizabeth, I say to everybody, if you get fed up with so-called mainstream media, come and join us here on TikTok and on YouTube, because you'll be guaranteed a good show. We are what we are, ordinary people talking with each other, having a chat, having a conversation without loud music, without people stuffing earphones in their ears, all that. Can you see the price of crude oil falling? Hang on, there's somebody calling. Guys, I'm going to go to the telephones. Give us a call as soon as you can, and we'll see if we can get you on. Telephone number 0141 628 9795. Adam's asking there, Rab, thanks for following. Dodson says, love from Texas. Sure is, Dodson. Y'all have a nice day now. What's your opinion of the cost of fuel these days? Far too high. The government should either step in, tell the oil companies not too much, or cut the duty. Scottie, what's your views on Qatar being host of the World Cup? Well, I'm sure they're very good hosts, but there are questions, aren't there? Absolutely, Scottie, none of them can name one proper reason for Scotland to remain in the UK. Quite right, Mr. Pink. Rab says, Scottie, too hotty. Rab, follow us as soon as you can. Thank you for that. Can you see the price of crude oil falling? And what's your opinion of the cost of fuel? Well, I think, am I not right in thinking that the price of crude is falling at the moment? I haven't been checking the market, so I couldn't tell you where it's sitting. You don't have to be a left-leaning person to want independence. Common sense, for God's sake. Mr. Pink, I would say quite the reverse. I think there's room in Scotland for a slightly nearer the centre party. Pardon me, I've had the lurgy, so you must forgive me. There we are. I would say there's definitely room for another party. I might start one. I mean, Labour are just going to sit in the wilderness. The Tories aren't really worthy of a mention in Scotland. So it's the old SNP. So what about McCLUE's lot? You know? Or Mr. Salmon's party? The Alba party. Remember the Royal Oak? Never forget. You know, Chris, I would like to take a trip up to Orkney just to sit there at the memorial buoy for the Royal Oak. You know? Were you a Highlander? Rab, Kamrahal Maha, Hakema, Falchi, Ki, Demile Falchi, Don TikTok, I guess YouTube. I guess Scottish McCLUE. Scottie, what do you make of all these sudden deaths? Well, it's certainly very strange, doesn't it? They're beginning to examine what might be causing them. You know? And definitely up. Follow us, guys, as soon as you can. Bro, you've been live for ages. 30 years. Been live for 30 years. Scottie boy, my brother Jamie's come out as trans. Can you give him a shout out, please? Greg would like a shout out to brother Jamie. So there we have it. I'd vote for you. Thank you, Dogbert. You are very, very kind. Guys, I need another 28 followers. What's going on here? Scotty for PM, thank you very much. Start yourself as an independent. You'll get our votes. Do you know, Adam, joking apart, there was a by-election in Glasgow when I was working the radio. And I was having a discussion with somebody very senior. Said, you should stand for that, Scotty. And I said, well, I need to find out what's involved, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, not long after that conversation, a senior journalist from a top newspaper rang. Said, Scotty, are you thinking about becoming an MP? And I thought, oh, I know where this has come from. I said, well, it's funny you should say that. I said, well, see if you do. Would you give us the exclusive on it, first dabs? I said, yeah, I don't see why not, of course. And they said, but Scotty, you need to be serious. I said, what do you mean by that? I said, because there's a very good chance you'll get in. Running up and down the high rise. Vote for Scotty McCLUE. Hello, son. There we are. Top of the brush to you, Scotty. Chris, top of the brush. Yes, Adam, we might do that yet. Who knows? Good afternoon, Dinky-Doo. Dinky-Doo, guys. Would you ever support violence to gain independence, Scotty? No, Mr. Pink. No. Violence, like war, is where the politics have failed. Yeah. I mean, you look at what happened to Hitler. He may have had some good ideas, but they were all dashed when the violence started. Dinky-Doo. And then, of course, that led to the Second World War. Did you retire? No. Far too young to retire. Why would I ever retire? Dinky-Doo, supply and demand. You're a top man. Adam, so are you. The Dinky-Doo party. Yes, Dinky-Doo. That would be great, Elizabeth. Is that a no to a slot on DAB? No, D. I would love a slot on DAB. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. No. In fact, I'm thinking I'm going to be talking to some people who are on DAB. Brilliant idea. Maybe extend this. Anybody want to call in? I'm just looking at the time. We'll have to go soon. I need 28 followers now. Any chance of 28 followers? All right. So there we are. See if we can do us 28. That would be good. Right. We did another 28 followers. Radio Saltire is a fab wee local community station. Sounds great, Elizabeth. I like my community stations. I was in at the start of that, not Radio Saltire, but setting up community stations 1989. Do you see any difference in the way America gained independence and the way Ireland did? Yes. America didn't have to annex the 6 counties. It didn't annex anything. The world needs you, Scotty, Chris. It's about to happen. Something very, very big is happening in the world of McCLUE. So watch this space. I've got 18,700 likes. Anybody fancy a wee tap, tap, tappity, tap, just to take that up to 20,000. Follow us as soon as you can, guys. We need followers. If you're watching right now and you haven't followed, pop up to the top left, click the plus sign. Let's get going here. Piece of nonsense. Pardon me. Right, yes, I need 27 followers now. It was 50. It's 27. Would you consider those America's terrorists as you do the Irish, is what I'm getting at, Scotty? How do you mean? Which lot are you talking about? You're talking 1776? Are you talking nowadays? No one will pardon you. Not even King Charles. Who are you talking about, King of the land? There we are. I think somebody needs to pardon you. I think you should be shouting out, "Pardon me, Scotty." There you are, big style, all the time. I now need 27 followers. Any chance? Guys, thank you for all your lovely gifts this morning. So very, very kind of you. Dee's just shared the live. Yes, can everybody watching share the live, please? And I need a tiny tap, tap, just to take us up to the 20,000, guys. We're looking for 400 likes. Oh, 300, sorry. I'm talking of the old IRA who gained independence. Do you consider them terrorists? I think in their day, the old IRA, it was effectively a civil war. They weren't really fighting England. They were fighting each other. That's why they shot Collins. There it goes again, another poor piece of work. You know, I mean, these people were friends. Collins was shot by people that were his so-called friends. Have they not all been at a wedding together just the weekend before? Share the live, everyone. Get sharing. We're nearly there. 27 followers required right now. OMG. You say England. Britain was in Northern Ireland. Yes, but if you look, apart from an accident, no Scot was ever targeted by the IRA. The only time was the 1920s. And it's a story, I can't remember exactly, but I think a prison officer got shot by accident in Scotland. Not sure they were trying to spring somebody. But no, I mean, it wasn't a question of Britain being in Northern Ireland. There wasn't a Northern Ireland then. There was just Ireland. So you didn't have Northern Ireland until 1922, you know, although you'd had the plantation a lot earlier. There we are. United Kingdom is Scotland, Wales, and England, and of course, the north of Ireland. You know, there we are. Certainly the last time I checked the bills. 1901, says Brad. What was going on in 1901? You see, Arthur Griffith, who was Sinn Féin, was a huge monarchist. He didn't particularly care for the British monarchy at the time, but he was a huge monarchist. You know, and Ireland always had a crown. The kings still got a crown. In fact, I think the Irish crown is still part of Britain. England wouldn't know what to do without Scotland. Well, there's a song, there'll always be an England. And the words are very often sung. There'll always be an England as long as Scotland's there. Northern Ireland belongs to us at the end of the day. They all came and terrorised us long time ago, Levi. You can't live in the past. You've got to live in the day and the future. And, you know, the people of Ireland adored Queen Elizabeth. Absolutely adored her. There were plenty of Scots targeted as English and Welsh. I don't recognise those guys as terrorists. The provisional IRA, I do. Oh, provisional IRA are just thumbs. I mean, they're finished. They were finished. The day Lord Mountbatten was murdered, that movement was split right down the middle. That was it, damaged. I mean, that was just a bridge too far, that one, wasn't it? No, we didn't, you know. And the 2 wee children died in Warrington. The people that died in Enniskillen, you know, the people that died in Omagh, you know. Up the Royal Artillery, says Caroline. We salute the Royal Artillery, very fine regiment of the British Army. Malcolm III or William Wallace wannabe, says Brad. Maggie Thatcher's the root of all this, the reason it still goes on. I don't think so, Elizabeth. Don't you think it's time, D? We can't have that level of disrespect. There, get your act together, D. Guys, I'm just looking at the time. I think it's time I wasn't here. I have to dash. I'm needing another 27 followers. If you're watching right now, can you get following? Did you ever serve? Random question. My granddad was a Royal Scots Fusilier. Let me see this. But I'm English. Yes, don't worry about that. Royal Scots Fusiliers. So was Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill was a Royal Scots Fusilier. After he'd messed up in the First World War at Gallipoli and at the Admiralty, he became, I think he was a major in the Scottish Regiment, and it was the Royal Scots Fusiliers. And I thought John Reith was a Royal Scots Fusilier, but I think he was a Cameronian, a Scottish Rifle, an engineer in them. So there we are. The Royal Scots Fusiliers amalgamated with the Highland Light Infantry from Maryhill Barracks and became the Royal Highland Fusiliers, Princess Margaret's own Ayrshire Regiment. And they're now based, I think, in Ayr. I think they were at the Walkerran Barracks in Maryhill for a while. I don't know if I've got that right, but there you have it. So you've now got the Royal Highland Fusiliers. Isn't that wonderful? The murder of Lord Mountbatten was horrible and totally unjust. Any murder like that, Mr. Pink, but you're quite right. And I had a naval meeting that night. Mr. Pink, but it reduced German influence. What are you talking about, Brad? There we are. I think we'll dump that, Caroline. Caroline, I think we'll have to dump you, dear, because, yes, your head's obviously up your backside. There we go. Right. Thanks for the banter. It's been fab. Thank you. Have a great day, Mr. McClue. And a wee hot toddy. Elizabeth, yes, I'm off luncheon now. And God bless every single one of you. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Remember to look after your dear selves and stay fabulous. And we'll all join together again very soon for another live. Thank you so much. And stick out your tongues and say ta-ta. Pa-pa. That's our lovely, lovely TikTokers and our lovely YouTubers. You have a beautiful day. What have we got here? If you can't beat them, join them. So there we have it. What was the captain's last words on the Titanic? before it went down. The captain's last words on the Titanic before it went down was, God bless us all, I think. Was it God bless us all? Have a lovely day, guys. Dinky-Doo YouTubers. Ta-ra-las.